Hi, Holly Ann. I wanted to get back with you on your questions about the 5.03 assignment. So I'm hoping that you had a chance to go through the lesson. I would like to get you started, and I'm gonna, give you a good chunk of the code, but I just want you to try to finish up some stuff at the end. So you should have learned in the lesson that you need to include a bunch of import statements at the top of your program. Um, so we're going to start by creating a string variable called token, and we're going to initialize it to just an empty string. Then what we're going to do is we are creating a file called file name, and we say file name is a new file. And in here, this is where we put the name of the file that we want to go through and analyze the information. That we call that the input file. So in order to process the input file, I have to make a scanner, and I'm going to say scanner, give it a name. In file is a new scanner. And what I'm trying to scan is this file. So whatever name I give here, I have to give here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 4 different strings. The first string has 2 boys. The next string has 2 girls. The next string has boy, girl, and the final string has girl, boy. And what we're going to do essentially is go through every item in this test1 file. We're going to compare it to the different strings, and we're going to create counters. And here they are here. So 3 integer variables, 2 boys total, 2 girls total, and 1 boy, 1 girl total. So if we read BB from the file, we're going to increment 2 boys total. If we read GG from the file, we're going to increment 2 girls total. And finally, if we read either BG or GB, then we're going to increment this one variable, 1 boy, 1 girl total. So it doesn't really matter to me whether it's BG or GB. So how do you do that? Here's the trick. You make a while loop. And we say while in file has next. So in other words, while there are more things in the file to process, what we're going to do is we're going to redefine this string token variable to grab the next thing in the file, read the next token from the file. And that's something you should have picked up from the lesson. I'm going to print it. This is really not necessary. But what happens next is really key. We're going to write a big if, else, if structure such that we're going to take the token and we're going to compare it to all these different strings. So for example, if token equals 2 boys, I want to increment the 2 boys total counter. Else, if token equals 2 girls, I'm going to increment the 2 girls total counter. Then I'm going to say if token equals split 1, which would be actually it's not called split 1. We're going to call it boy, girl. Then we're going to increment 1 girl, 1 boy. And if token equals girl, boy, then we'll also increment 1 boy, 1 girl. So notice this is a while loop, and every time you grab something from the file, it automatically increments. And as long as we have more to process in the file, this while loop will continue. Once we've processed everything in the file called test1.txt, then we're going to close the input file, and I happen to just print the values of the counter. Now there'll be more for you to do after this, but I thought this would give you a good start for you. Please let me know if you have any other questions. So just for the record, here are all the totals. You can look at this test1 file, count up the number of boy groupings, the number of girl 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the other girl, girl groupings. So the program does work correctly. All right, I'd like you to Give this another whirl and let me know if you have any questions.